Hey guys, it's Linda Hopson back again, your hashtag online BFF. And this is video number six, I think, six. And I want to kind of continue my conversation from the last video. Sorry that was so long. Hopefully this won't be that long. But last time I was talking about online business versus offline business. And today I want to talk about being employed, being an employee versus being self-employed or being your own boss. And, in the last video, I talked about a business that I had and that it failed and we had to close. And from between then and now, I did go back to work. I did go back to a job, which is even hard for me to say at this point. And I really loved that job. I fell into a job. I was referred by someone and really enjoyed what I did. And, I don't want to sit here and put down jobs, and because some people love what they do, get paid highly for it. And if you're that person, God bless you. But a lot of people are in a job that they don't particularly like, takes them away from their family for too long of a time, and they don't get paid what they need or they want. And in the job that I had, I really did like what I did, and it paid fairly well for what the job was. However, it didn't pay for, it wasn't the kind of income that I needed for the kind of lifestyle that I wanted to provide my family. And what I did for most of the time in between then and now was I worked for a local dealership, and I was in a department that was, I guess, best described as customer service. What I did was when people called in to make an appointment for service of their vehicle, I would help them make that appointment, and I would also suggest, upsell with them if their car was, getting close to 30,000 miles. There's a service that they recommend, not only the dealership, but the manufacturer recommends having at that 30,000 mile mark. So if they were, 27,000 miles and they were coming in for an oil change, I would suggest, having the 30,000 mile maintenance appointment. And I was very good at what I did because one of my talents is being good on the phone with a warm market. When people calling in, they're calling in for something, and I was very good at making them feel comfortable and upselling them. And I was also good with when they had complaints at calming them down, kind of the, I guess, mom instinct or the BFF part of me would help them, find out what they really were angry about, because sometimes they would argue over things that wasn't really the core of what they were angry about. And so I would find out what they were really angry about and solve what their problem was. And so I was very good at what I did, and I really liked what I did. I loved the customers. I loved the people I worked with. But again, it did not pay the kind of income that I wanted for the lifestyle that I wanted to provide for my family. So when I started out in my online business, I was doing both at the same time because I wanted to increase my income. And I thought it was the best thing for me because I could work from home. It wasn't a multi-level marketing business where you go out and you do presentations or you do hotel meetings or anything like that. It's all done online, except for some few instances. And so, I could still spend time at home when I got home from work, building my business, but also being home with my family. And so, everything was kind of moving along. I didn't have as much time to build my business as I would have liked. I had to get up early for my job. And so, it wasn't like, there were some days where I did stay up till 2 or 3 in the morning, but when you have to be at work at 7, can't do that too often without it affecting your work at your job and or your work at building your business at home. So, I had to kind of keep that in mind when I was building my business. And so anyway, moving along, I wasn't building my business as quickly as I would have liked, but I loved my job and I loved my business, and I'm moving along. And then it kind of got out that I was doing an online business along with my job. And the powers that be at my job didn't like that. Even though it was personal development and I never let it interfere with my job, they felt that was not a good employee. I wasn't playing the good employee role by doing both things. And, I would talk, while I was employed, I would talk about the difference between a job and an employee, and being an employee and owning your own business. But I never, ever was critical of the actual job that I had. Unfortunately, they didn't agree with, they just still didn't want me doing both. And they kind of gave me an ultimatum, you quit that or we quit you. And you can kind of guess what happened. I quit them. Well, basically they quit me. They fired me. And so then I started doing this business full time. And so anyway, job versus self-employed. Some people don't want to pick self-employed or owning your own business because there's no guarantee. Owning or having a job or being an employee, still no guarantee. You can work your ass off. You can give them the best that you got day in, day out. You can come in early, stay late, work on days off, fill in for people, volunteer to do stuff. At the end of the day, they still have the power to fire you. Or in some cases with my spouse, would work and couldn't handle all the employees. Although he was a great employee, he was a manager, he was a VP actually. He was paid too much. They decided they didn't want to pay that much for that position. They could use somebody else. Then he started working for another company and really liked it. It was a lot less money, but really liked it. And this was, of course, after closing our business. The business closed. So a job is not a guarantee. Yes, you may put in your work and get a paycheck at the end of the week or the month or whatever it may be, but doesn't mean that's always going to be there. With owning your own business or being self-employed, you have the power to do what it takes. Learn what you need to learn. Do the work you need to do. Put your nose to the grindstone. Yes, there are days when I go up and I'm with my son, but there are days when I get up at 5 o'clock, and there are days on the same day where I'm not back in bed until 1 o'clock in the morning that night. And so, it's all on you at that point. And so you have to know that, but you are the one that makes your success, as opposed to making a success for someone else and still not being guaranteed the position at the end of the day. So that's just my 2 cents on being employed versus being your own boss. And I will see you in the next video.